The following episode is brought to you by Poison City Brewing, proud makers of Durban Poison Cannabis Lager, the beer that invites you to live your poison.
How's it going, guys? Nasif Izane here, back again. It's another episode of Sludge Underground. We're doing the shit on lockdown. It's our very first time using a certain app. So if there are any fuck-ups, do excuse us. As I said, Nasif Izane, and I'm going to let the other guys introduce themselves. We're going to be just giving you guys some updates, during lockdown and chatting shit. So, yeah, guys, who are you?
Okay, yeah, sweet. I'm Marcel. And yeah, that's that. I'm an awful guitarist, and I like music.
How's it, guys? I'm Mitch. Bitch, I'm guessing everyone calls me. Yeah, I'm that rhythm.
Did you say Mitch the bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Treasure on this side.
Alright, no, that's really cool, guys. Can I just start by just thanking, everyone that has been tuning into the show. We finally hit the 10K stream mark on SoundCloud, and we totally understand that it couldn't have been done with anyone that keeps tuning in every week to the episodes. And
it's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, it's something really special. I want to get from you guys, as the host of the show as well. How did this sort of make you guys feel? When you saw that, hey, 10,000 people had sort of tuned in.
Well, 10,000 streams is an achievement, man. I'm pretty stoked about it. 10,000 people have listened to this, and we've had messages, we've had things about how we're slowly but surely making a difference, and honestly, that's one of the most rewarding things.
I'm pretty stoked that a lot of people from overseas are even listening to this stuff, dude.
Yeah, that's a really solid one. Well, Treasure, how do you feel about this, man?
Yeah, man, it's truly an honor. We appreciate everything that the listeners are doing, and I've been away for a while, and I'd just like to thank my fellow co-hosts as well.
Yeah,
the real credit here goes to Nasipa for keeping this whole thing going.
Of course,
this is his baby, and while we're all a part of it, no one puts in the love like Nas does.
He's dedicated, bro.
Guys,
He remembers the first episode.
I was there. I hope I would remember it.
Dude, that first episode was terrible. It was terrible, and we went
that we got for it.
Yeah, dude, I can definitely understand the fact that you offer that.
Got a ripped a new arsehole by Durban is yours.
Ooh.
By who?
By Durban is yours.
Who's that?
I just know there's gonna be some backlash about this all.
What's been the highlights of maybe one episode that you guys
I know.
look back and say, man, damn, that was a really good episode.
And can I volunteer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, go.
So for me personally, my favorite of all time. I think we did an episode with Marcel, and I didn't mention this in the culture because this was the actual best for me. It was the interview I did with Roxton Metati, where I did them. They came here in Hillcrest. They are like a two-man band from Cape Town. And the reason why I feel like for me this was my absolute favorite is because just a few years before I'd seen these guys on TV. Like I was still in high school and they were on this one breakfast show on television, and I saw them performing, and I even downloaded one of their tracks or whatever, and I never imagined that I'd ever get a chance to sit down with these guys and have a chat with them, and it was the most amazing conversation ever. That for me was when I realized that, what we're doing here is actually rather special. I mean, you see someone on TV, next thing you're sitting next to them having a conversation with them. It was crazy, and they really dope, so do check them out. That is my pick. Don't know what you guys can go.
I think Marcel know what you're going to say.
The first one being interviewing Facing the Gallows, which is in terms of a local metal band that I've always looked up to and just been around since I started playing guitar. And just knowing that there was a band of that caliber in the country and getting to sit and talk to them as well was absolutely phenomenal. And
it was so cool.
In terms of Sludge, was getting to interview Short Straw with Mitchell.
That's it.
And
I agree with that one as well.
I've never been treated like press in my life, and that was an interesting one.
Sure.
It It was incredible. It was honestly, it was a point where
The best.
Yeah.
The best part was when he lost his last cigarette.
I dropped it through a deck.
What? Sorry, what a dick. What?
I dropped it through a deck, like it was on one of those like a deek. I dropped it in a deek.
What a nice dick you got there.
Yeah, it fell through the boards, and it was my last smoke. And the next thing I knew, someone had organized me a box of smokes, and I was like, okay.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, I felt classy,
shit.
guys. Like shit.
Yeah.
I can definitely see why that would be your favorite, dude.
And there was tequila on hand, bro. Jeez,
yeah,
come on
sure.
now. For me, that one was definitely the best one for me as well. Not because of the tequila, just they're such awesome guys. Seriously, they've been all over, but even with that, they're such good guys.
Yeah, and I can't remember her name, but it's the one we did in Hillcrest at the coffee shop. Do you remember?
Oh,
Savannah,
Dawn Murray.
Oh, no one.
Dawn Mori, yeah.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one, and also John the Pete Dog. I'm not sure if you guys listened to that one, but also that one. Those guys, they went over and above the questions that we were asking for.
I think one of, sorry, I was just gonna say, like there was especially one interview as well that I think for Marcel and I not to do metal events or something like that, or metal people interviewing them. I remember we interviewed Jade Orks. We went to her. Remember Marcel?
Yeah, I do remember Jade. Jade was cool.
And we just went there and we were like fully minded of just metal. And we're like, hey, wait, we can't talk about metal. We have to speak about like Taylor Swift things and all of that stuff. It was actually, yeah.
Okay, but unlike you, Mitchell, I'm a fan of T Swizzy, so I had more to relate with.
Exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, guys, it's really nice that we actually have enough content to actually look back on. And yeah, like we were saying at the beginning of this conversation, is that, this has been going on for about 4 years now, and really makes it, worth it, to keep, going on and stuff. So yeah, it was a really nice segment to sort of look back at, to sort of transition from that. I wanted us to sort of talk about, our Patreon accounts. Obviously, we've got that running, and just a view from my side in that with Splurge Underground, it's never really been a cash thing, which is why, Patreon, as, usual, is an optional thing, even if a person is not a part of is not a patron, but like, they still have access to the normal podcast, it's not a situation where, like most podcasts do, they'll give you like half of an episode because you're on the patron or whatever. It's still mainly about, getting the bands on, getting the artists on and whatnot. But, it sort of helps as well with things like our subscription and, data and petrol and all of that stuff there. So basically, just from, the different tiers as well that we were sort of, talking about a bit earlier. I just want to sort of dive into some of those. We've got our first one, the official patron, which is basically a $5 a month thing where you basically get notified about upcoming guest artists or bands before the episodes are even recorded or announced. And then secondly, you get to send us questions and you basically get them read out during weekly episodes. So that there's sort of like the entry level thing, and then you've got the $8 a month one, which is called the All Access Patron, and it basically includes early access to weekly episodes, and the episodes are basically emailed to you immediately after they're recorded and edited, and then secondly, everything else that we pretty much, mentioned in the first year. And then you've got the VIP Patron, $10 a month, and basically that includes, your contribution. If you are part of that sort of tier, then you're able to, like what we were talking about earlier, as well with, join our server on Discord and even, contribute towards the content and even feature on one episode at least per month, should you choose to do so. We even, get to give you a shout out, shout out all your handles in addition to your questions as well. And pretty much everything we mentioned in the previous sort of tiers as well. So we're just trying to, get this going so that it makes things a lot easier on us giving you guys content every week. And I don't know, how do you guys feel about this, us taking this kind of step, trying to get the people involved in helping us sort of support? What are your guys' views as sort of as the host as well? of the show.
Well, to touch on that now, is honestly, Patreon is just a way to improve the quality of the content we bring. You know, Sludge has always been for the artists. You could say by the artists. And it's just a case to improve on that quality, just to bring more. It's not more for personal gain or anything like that. It's just to help spread more into the scene. And unfortunately, these things cost money. And it just helps us build up on that.
Yeah, I think that's very well put. And you know, just for more info on that, there, you know, the links do go up on, you know, the sort of info or the description of the episodes, you know, that go up on our Apple Podcast as well as SoundCloud. So, you know, we put all our info on there every week, you know, links to our pages, links to, you know, Durban Poison page, and obviously now we're going to be dropping that Patreon link and stuff. And on my end, yeah, the next thing I've got here is the YouTube channel. That's been doing really well. Marcel, what's been happening, you know, at the YouTube channel, you know, the content that you've got so far, and yeah, just in the YouTube world, like what's been happening.
In terms of the YouTube channel, though, what we're going to be doing more of is we're going to be talking about new releases and stuff like that in a video format. Bands release new music videos, we'll go over them from there. And yeah, we're also looking at doing more compilations. So been reaching out to artists, bands, any sort of musical thing, and trying to put compilations together that sort of work together. So different genres within that same sort of subculture, just to have a compilation and spread from there. And hopefully people reach out from those videos to other videos. So yeah, it's slowly but surely.
How many subscribers have got there?
Well, we're on a humble 36, but it has grown. Well, considering it's coming from a zero budget, we can do better. I will work on it.
And that, yeah, I think we actually should give props to Marcel, because he's single-handedly holding down that YouTube channel. Like, literally, like, so, man, props to you, dude, for spearheading that sort of department, dude. You're a fucking superhero.
Well, thank you. I'm all fuzzy inside now.
Segment I want to jump into now is the stats for the month. So this is basically from the 25th of last month to the 25th of April. Right now, we are currently on 886 streams, which is really, really epic. And, you know, obviously the top performing episodes of the previous month are obviously the GQ episode that I did, and then it's the Graham Bird and Andre Schubert episode, and then it is the Matthew Brown episode, and then the last of the Daggers episode. I'm just going to mention the top four that we basically got. And Marcel, you and I did the Matthew Brown episode. You know, what are sort of your reflections on that episode? You know, how did you sort of, you know, how did you enjoy it, and what did you sort of learn from Matt?
I've actually thoroughly enjoyed talking to Matt. I've actually been in touch with him a bit after that episode, and we've spoken about a couple of things and whatnot. And he's such a cool dude, and just what he does. And I've met a couple of freelancers who are working on the platform of Fiverr, and he's probably the first one that I've met that's had some sort of relative success, who's actually making kind of like a career out of it. So I thoroughly enjoyed speaking to Matt. There was a lot of insight in that episode. And if you're looking at doing any freelance music work, I would suggest listening to that episode and listening to what Matt has to say about it. And he had a lot of really insightful things.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the one that I mentioned there first as well, GQ is someone that, you know, Treasure and I know personally, you know, as a human being, as an artist as well. Treasure, you know, what sort of qualities have you sort of learned from knowing GQ and the artist that he is? You know, what would you say are sort of his best qualities for anyone who may have not heard that episode and is wanting to know a bit more about GQ?
Yeah, I'd just say it's perseverance. Like, he comes from a place, how would I put it? He didn't get a lot of it, but he's pushed on up until where he is now. We see him dropping freestyles. So it's just perseverance.
Yeah, that is very solid. And you know, drop a mention there of Lost of the Daggers as well. They recently released their EP, and it's all kinds of fire. Basically, it's called Bills to Play, and you know, it's like, if you guys haven't listened to it, please do go onto their pages and definitely check it out. So I also just want to,
because their whole EP launch got cancelled by the Rona shutdown, didn't it? Was it just before, or was it just within that time frame?
Yeah, I think it was just within that time frame, and it's actually a pity, because when I got a chance to do that episode, you know, behind the scenes, they sort of gave me a little, preview. And this was back when the vocals were in track yet. And I remember just being mindfucked. It was literally like a combination of, all the bands that we grew up on in terms of like metal and stuff. And I don't really want to ruin it for you. So I think if you're really intrigued, you should actually go onto their pages, bro. Bulls to Play is one to definitely check out, despite the whole coronavirus situation. It's one hell of a tape. So yeah, with that being said, I want to thank everyone that has been tuning in this month. I'm going to mention some of the people that have been tuning in here, say maybe the top 5. So we've got, in the last 30 days, we've got a Ndabezi Ntlekikawa that has been tuning in. We've got a Koba, the Mosh God. We've got Lemon Dove. Guys, please listen to Lemon Dove. Like, I don't know who Lemon Dove is. Just one day we was on Instagram, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, who are these guys? I went on, followed the link, and holy smokes, guys. That's some of like the big sort of jazz I've ever... Like this, I feel like with us in the group right now... Yeah, dude, they're from Joburg. I feel like with us, because we have so many different tastes in music, like you've got two extremes, you've got like the hip hop, and then you're looking at sort of metal.
I'd love to introduce someone with the jazz.
Yeah,
and everything, dude.
You see, it's sort of like a neutral point. I feel like all of us can literally enjoy it if you actually listen to it. So I highly recommend that you guys go check out Lemon Dove. They followed us on Instagram if you guys want to check it out. It's Lemon Dove. So go there and go on Spotify, guys. I downloaded the whole thing and I'm still mindfucked. And I think it's just the guitarist and the female vocalist and the way everything is mixed. Actually, shout out to them.
Naz, I'm also looking at these stats here, these top listeners, and I just noticed a band here that I've actually been seeing popping up on Facebook a lot as well that's been listening, and I didn't know they had any association to us whatsoever. Also a Joburg band, and I've been following them posting covers and stuff on YouTube, and I didn't realize that actually all that they were aware of us. It's 3s and 7s. I think they recently uploaded a cover. God, what song did they do? Hold on, I'm gonna go track it down quickly. The joys of being able to actually use my computer while fucking doing this. Jesus. I think I may have made a terrible mistake. No,
what's the name?
No. Okay, never mind. Crisis averted. Okay.
Well, hopefully you didn't close the recording.
Oh, no. I just nearly launched into some other form of audio from YouTube. I did find that song, by the way, that cover. So up on YouTube, they've done a song 2 by, they've done a Blur cover, and they actually did a pretty damn good job. If you want to go and check
I saw that on Facebook as well. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, they did a really. I honestly feel like they did it justice, and considering that they're all in lockdown and like in their respective places, I think they did a pretty damn good job.
I think that, dude.
I really enjoyed that cover. So.
And as I was trying to say as well is with them, I've been communicating with Matt.
It's got a strange. Sorry, Matt. If you're listening to this, I wrecked your surname. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I've basically been communicating with him, and he's also actually a journalist for SAG. So it's really mad what that guy does as well. They've got a very when it comes to audio and stuff, they've been recording episodes where they chat to some guitarists from South Africa, and it's something really dope for people to go check out. And it's incredible what Marcel said there, that they're still sort of doing these covers even though they're not like physically together. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I was really, really impressed by that.
Yeah, and then here as well on the list, I'm seeing, from on the top listeners here, I'm seeing Icarus. Shout out to Icarus. He's been on the show like twice, and he's really been pushing that dope-ass content on his side. I see here Klaus Internet Boys. A lot of people have been raving about this group. I think Treasure might know in the hip-hop community, they're one of the, you can never go or scroll through Twitter or Instagram without seeing something about Klaus Internet. So it's really dope to see, that these dope artists are sort of tuning in as well. And yeah, I think pretty much from the people that I'm seeing here, I think, these are Ryan Woodgate, who's part of Calico as well. Shout out to him for tuning in. And yeah, we just really appreciate that people are tuning in, on a more consistent basis as well. So that's a really dope one. And moving right along, Marcel, I understand that you had some news to give us about some new releases.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple of people have been busy in the lockdown. It's actually been crazy. So kicking it off, I know the Medicine Dolls released a cover of Rock Lobster, which is probably one of my all-time favorite weird songs, but they did it justice. Like, it was a really, really good cover. My homies Yumi and the Harmony have released 3 singles in the last 2 months, and then obviously the Giants, Facing the Gallows, have released a new song, and they're also doing a documentary.
It's out already.
Yes, it's out. Yeah. It came out yesterday, right, Nitch? Was it yesterday?
No, I think it was the day before.
Yeah,
About Vulcan.
It
That
came
one.
out this week.
Yeah.
So
Put it that way.
Those 3.
It is so sick, dude. I don't know if you've watched it.
Not yet. No, I'm gonna get to it once.
It's so inspiring, and that's what I like about that whole thing. Is that it's just he even sends like a message as well, just like an inspiring message at the end, which is you'd have to go watch it. See what I did there.
No spoilers. Brian doesn't leave.
But it's
right?
so cool. It really is. I mean, they saw Slayer, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And they saw Valter's Murder as well.
That artist murder. Damn.
I know, right?
Yeah, dude. And they played for Ginger, dude. They opened up for Ginger.
A couple of times though, not just once. I think they
Yeah.
had like 2 or 3 shows in Germany with Ginger.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I don't know if you guys even mentioned this or if I was like hallucinating or something. Didn't you guys say they switched vocalists or something?
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
that's the joke just now about the documentary. It was like, Brian didn't leave the band, did he? Yes. They have a new vocalist, Regan, and if you haven't heard the new Facing the Gallows song, Naz, Regan's a monster, dude.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Did you know that about 3 months after that Brian had left, they entered Vulcan and thought, oh well, let's see what happens. Meanwhile,
And then
they
they
won
won.
it with this new song, with this
Yeah.
new singer, and then you left. They went. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think Brian went with them, actually.
Yes. So he actually brought tickets, whether they were going or not. They were. He was going to go with his dad apparently, and turns out Facing Gallows won the whole event, and he saw them there. So it's pretty cool.
Yo, that is massive. Shout out to them for doing big things around the country. Just some honorable mentions here. Skin Stripper dropped some material not too long ago during the quarantine period, and as well
Bro,
as
that guy's
Carl
got so many ideas. It's so amazing.
He's released so much music. Also,
Yeah.
in that same vein, we've also got Gutslut, who's dropped something new, or going to,
Ooh.
if I'm not mistaken. He did message me about this, and
Did you say who, Trezor? Did you say who,
No.
Trezor? Oh, I thought you said who.
No.
dude,
It's like, yeah, you heard that correct.
like all things
Carry on,
aside,
sorry
he's
about
actually one of the sweetest dudes out there. Like, he's actually such a chilled homie, and like his music is so
Dude.
aggressive and so angry, but he's such a friendly dude.
shout out to him, and I hope people actually do listen to. Did you say it's dropped already, or is it he's still gonna drop?
I'm actually not 100% sure. We need to go back over it. I just know he's either he's going to be releasing something, or he has already quite recently.
No, yeah, and obviously besides that, I remember in you were just telling us behind the scenes, Marcel, that you had some sort of interaction with Carl. I do understand that he dropped something as well.
Yes,
Carl, sorry.
Carl Pillay dropped an entire EP, and it's not what you would expect. So if any of you know who Carl Pillay is, you would probably know him as a ridiculously talented guitarist, but that EP is something entirely different. Man has a love for composition and stuff like that, and it's quite atmospheric. It's a really different take on it, and it's some really, really great music. I would recommend going to give that a listen as well, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. He's got it up on YouTube, and that's also a cool place to go.
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
looking at a few things as well here, with Dirty Moonshine apparently also came out with a new song. Well, when I say new, it's about 6 months ago.
Is this the Hunt?
The Hunt.
Oh,
Yes.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, we've mentioned 2 of the bands that were part of it. So Yumi and the Harmony and Dirty Moonshine. Recently, I put together a guitarist solo collaboration, and the guitarist of Yumi and the Harmony and the guitarist of Dirty Moonshine featured in that. Also, Skin Stripper Grant was also a part of it, and then we also had Cam from formerly Stone Palace. He was also a part of it.
And this is on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, this is up something that I put together.
Yeah, that was
dude,
so
shout out to you for that, dude. That was really phenomenal, dude. Like, I remember seeing a Skin Stripper on there, and my brain fucking blew out.
Yeah, no, we're all planning to do some more. We're just trying to think of what context we're going to do it in. So there are going to be more of those. And if you're keen to see some of the local bands sort of collaborate on a different sort of sense, then yeah, go check it out and let us know what your thoughts are.
I'm stalking you right now, and I'm looking at the solo collaboration views. And 572. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was actually, it shot up quite dramatically, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to everything that you've been putting into the YouTube, bro. That's really special. And now sort of focusing on upcoming sort of episodes. Treasure, I understand that you and Andile did an episode recently, in actual fact yesterday, but I don't want to be specific, depending on when this is released. How did it go? Who did you guys have on, and what can people expect for that episode?
We had Prejudice. He's an artist. Durban, a hip-hop artist. It went pretty well. I don't know if we left out some stuff. It was a bit tough for us because it was our first time as well doing it. So people can just look out for new music. He said he's dropping a whole lot of music. He's got a couple of songs on SoundCloud, AudioMac. So he's got a bit of content on there. So yeah, people can just look forward to that.
Oh wait, no, that's really dope. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing some editing and whatnot on the episode. People can expect to drop, this coming Friday. I don't even know what day of the week are we on right now?
I think it's
Saturday.
We're on Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, yeah. So that's obviously we're gonna be dropping that this coming Friday. So yeah, keep it locked on our pages. We're gonna be announcing it soon. And recently we had I had a chat with Flambe and Trevor Anderson. Do check out that episode. It's currently out right now, and they also dropped a single yesterday called Foreign. It's doing all kinds of numbers. It's making the people go crazy at home. And yeah, guys, please do check it out. Now, guys, speaking of the lockdown, on my end, this is the last thing that I've got on my side. We can definitely continue with whatever else you guys may have. Lockdown, what have you guys been getting up to? How has the lockdown sort of affected you guys?
In all honesty, Naz, it's helped me to be honest. Like I've made so much headway with my personal channel. I think I've had about 1,700 views in the last 25 days.
Jeez.
Dude.
I've managed to do I think 5 or 6 new videos. I've still got like 4 or 5 coming. I've managed to do a lot, man. I've managed to push a lot more on that front. So in all honesty, I'm very lucky in the sense that I haven't had any stress regarding work or a job. So I'm very, very lucky in that sense. And it's also given me time to work on so many things. So I'm truly a lucky individual from this aspect.
I was just saying, we just have to be grateful that, we're still getting an income. But other than that, I've had it. I'm doing quite a lot here at home.
You're cooking, Kelly, every day.
Cooking, But other than that, it's been FIFA, movies, and that's it.
Well, before this all lockdown, I was kind of in like one of those, what Marcel and I would think of it as a block in music. And I'm happy to announce that I'm out of that block, with creating, getting new music and just thinking about new stuff for the band and all that stuff. So what has helped us be playing a lot of covers, like we always say that to each other. Just learn new songs or learn covers and all that stuff to, help you open up the mind a little bit more, which is pretty cool. Like I've learned about 5 songs, I guess. Something like that. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Speaking of covers, Mitchell, you're an arsehole. Infant Annihilator, really?
Thought you might like that one.
Such a dick. That's all I have to say.
There's a lot worse. And also the one that's recently happened now is Puddle of Mud. Can we just take a minute?
Oh yeah, I also put together a video for the Puddle of Mud thing. I just basically edited all the parts where he has some semblance of singing normally and took it out. And it's literally just like 45 seconds of Wes Scatlin just fucking screeching into a microphone.
I do. And you, Naz?
So that's really just been more time with the family and, super chill time, watching a lot of movies, which is something I never really used to do. But just trying out new stuff, trying out new series. We checked out, I think, Money Heist the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I got 1 or 2 gripes with that. But you know,
Binge watching.
some of the really cool stuff I've been watching is a series called it's called You. And guys, I really recommend you check that.
Oh yeah.
That's about
The
the,
guy
the
that's-
psycho dude, right? The stalker. Serial killer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It gets quite hectic. But yeah, it's just, as I said, it's just been more like.
And Material-wise, I'm sure you've also released something, haven't you? The Remedy.
Material, no, it's just literally with the Remedy, we're still pushing one of the tracks that we released late last year called Me, and we did that with Wade Pereira, myself and Andile, and recently found out that it actually hit 2K streams, and we were like, what the fuck? Because we released it and we didn't really push it that much. So when we saw that, we were just like, you know what, fuck this, we need to push this track. So yeah, that's pretty much what's out music-wise on my end. I really miss the band. Like, I really miss band practice. That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to when this whole thing is over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is pretty much what's been happening on my end, and it's really nice to hear what you guys have been up to as well. So yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys have anything further. You know, let's just touch on it, and yep.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good from my
sure.
side. I've gone over quite a
Nope.
bit here.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's sick.
Yeah.
So as per usual, you know, where handles and stuff, you know, where can people sort of get in touch with, you know, each of you online?
Cool. Well, I'm the true social media whore. You can get me on Facebook as Marcel Smuts. You can get me on Twitter as Marcel Smuts. You can get me on Instagram as Thorns of Sludge. YouTube as Marcel Smuts as well. Also, reach out to me on the Sludge channel if you would like. That's also just Sludge Underground. And then there is also one other, Running from a Full Moon on SoundCloud. And yeah, just those are pretty much all the platforms I'm on.
We also, just one more thing as well, I forgot to mention as well, is we're playing Marsh. There's
Yes.
Oh, come on. We're playing Marsh. Well, we literally about to, what is it going to be? Like a single?
Yeah, we're
or
about to release
I'm not
a single.
It's going to be a single, yeah. It's going to be releasing sometime soon. We don't have a date. But yeah, that's also going to be pretty cool.
Final mixing stage, yeah.
Finally, jeez. So yeah, I'll just carry on and just say that you can find me on Instagram with just Mitchell Tees or Mitch Tees, I think it is. Yep. And that's pretty much it. I'm not a whore.
That's epic, bro. Treasure, where can people get in touch with you?
Twitter, I am Shiane. Instagram, Shiane.
And as where can we find you, Brie?
I'm not as much of a social media whore as Marcel, but pretty close because I've got shit everywhere. So I'm pretty much at Zwane031 on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, Nasipi Zwane, if you want to get in touch. And obviously, please do get in touch with Sludge Underground. On Twitter, it's at Sludge031, on Instagram, at Sludge Underground, on Facebook, Sludge Underground, and all the content goes up on Apple Podcasts. We are Sludge Underground Podcast on there, and on SoundCloud, we are Sludge Underground. So please do check that out. You know, before we close out, I want to just remind you guys that we are up and running on Patreon, so please do support. Just a quick reminder, the intro plan, you know, that's where we basically, you know, notify you about upcoming guest artists and bands before the episodes are recorded. So you can also send us your questions and we will read them live. That goes for about $5. And then we got the all access patron, which is $8 a month. That basically means early access to weekly episodes, and we basically mail the episodes to you immediately after they're recorded and edited, and basically everything in the previous tier. And the VIP patron, $10 a month. That includes you being a part of the show, helping us create the content, and appearing as a guest co-host, one episode per month. Get a shout out on the show in addition to your questions and everything else you've included in the other tiers. And yeah, guys, once again, thank you all for the support. We'll be leaving the Patreon link on the description of all our episodes. It will be everywhere on our pages. So if you like to support and help keep us going, that would definitely be appreciated. We really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, until next time, I think it would be fitting, actually, since we've got someone who's actually released some content within us here. Marcel, is there any way you could hook us up with the audio of that video you did on YouTube with all the guitarists and stuff. I think people should definitely hear it.
I can put that audio in there. What do you want me to hook it up at the end, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I think let's close off with it.
Hundreds, I can do that.
Cue
Alright,
the
cool.
awesome solos.
So yeah, guys, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for Thinker Streams. We'll continue doing this. And yeah, until next time, bye for now.